Will VeChain hit $1 by June? Let's take a look. It's 2021 and as we can all see, the cryptocurrency bull run is well underway now. Ever since March 2020 we've been seeing huge gains all over the cryptocurrency space, with all-time highs being set almost every single week. The whole market has recently experienced a healthy pullback after over 40% of the hash rate difficulty for Bitcoin dropped due to a blackout in large parts of China, which in turn caused a large sell-off in the market. Most smart investors took the opportunity to buy the dip and the market now seems to be stable, with a healthy correction paving the way for future gains. The market continues to run up in price, with VeChain doing over 150x return to a recent high of almost 27 cents in value, being one of the best performing assets in the whole of the space. Bitcoin has been stalling out somewhat for the past few months, slowly rising in a pennant formation, but it seems likely that the recent price action here will continue to its upwards momentum shortly. When looking at VeChain, it's been performing exceptionally well in the past year, and its momentum just seems to be keeping increasing as the bull run continues. Cryptocurrency is extremely volatile and it's important to remember that smart investors will be taking profits on the way up and on the way down as the bull market develops, so they don't get wrecked by the eventual massive pullback that will likely occur in the future. The bull market is likely to end in the next 6 months or so, with a huge correction seeing them dip in the market that will not recover from. Today we're taking a look at VeChain again and discussing whether it can hit $1 by June based on its current momentum. Make sure to watch the video till the end for all the essential information. This is not financial advice and is for entertainment purposes only. We always stress that you do your own due diligence. Please like and subscribe for daily videos and hit the bell icon to turn on notifications. YouTube does gatekeep some cryptocurrency content, so to get access to this time-sensitive information immediately, make sure to turn on all notifications. If you'd like to support the channel more directly, you can sign up to our Patreon via the link in the description below, where you can get access to our private Discord along with a host of other benefits. We're going to be posting there more regularly with weekly and monthly coin calls and also in-depth research of more obscure altcoins, so if that's something you're interested in, please check it out. Welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Let's begin. VeChain in the past month has been looking incredibly bullish, and ever since its all-time high of around 8 cents being broken, it's been on an absolute tear in space, running to the 26-27 cent range at the time of recording this video, before some decent consolidation in the mid-20 cent range. Recent sentiment surrounding VeChain has been extremely bullish in the crypto space, especially with recent announcements about future partnerships and collaborations for real-world use of the crypto. Daniel Nortje successfully integrated VeChain into the Salesforce backend API and took a massive interest in the cryptocurrency and what it potentially has to offer its clients. Daniel manages a number of top institutions around the world, and the fact that he took an interest in VeChain specifically is very bullish for the protocol, and especially the Salesforce announcement itself. Salesforce is one of the biggest internal management protocols in the wider world currently, and Daniel himself has a large number of clients under management. It seems likely that more adoption for the protocol could be likely, considering he may be onboarding a number of his clients onto the VeChain Thor network in the future, which would be gold dust news for investors, and the more partnerships that are announced, the longer the momentum could go for VeChain. More adoption for VeChain has become a case of more than if than when looking at their track record of being able to land partnerships with some of the biggest companies in the world. And as their network increases, it's easy to imagine that the protocol will continue to flourish as time goes on. VeChain at the time of recording this video is pushing upwards of 27 cents, which is a massive gain in the past month or so on the price, and if the adoption continues as it has, it's easy to imagine that VeChain will keep the price momentum up in the next month or so. We're calling for the fabled price target of $1 for VeChain based off the current price action, as it's been so strong in the past month and doesn't seem likely to slow down. VeChain is coming out with more adoption stories all the time, and as this continues to develop, there's no reason why VeChain can't achieve a massive target this year, especially considering its very bullish momentum and sentiment currently. If VeChain can continue bringing out bullish news and keep pushing for more real-world adoption of their protocol, as well as positioning itself in the 50 cent to $1 range in the next few months, we could be looking at a massive valuation for VeChain once the bull run hits parabola and approaches its peak. We've already amended our price target for VeChain this year to around $3 per token, and we believe that it could reach $1 in the next few months at the current pace it's setting, with a price target of 40 or 50 cents in the next month. If VeChain can hit $1 in the next few months or in June, which is less than a 4x from now on the current price, We could be looking at huge valuation at the end of the year, and with a huge pump that is likely, $3 for VeChain is becoming more and more likely. In the past year, VeChain has made an exceptional performance in terms of gains and may be one of the best performing assets in the top 100 in the past year in terms of multiple gains. VeChain has completely crushed it in terms of market gains this year, with it running from a fifth of a cent in the lows of March to now over 27 cents in value at the time of this recording. This means that if you invested $10,000 in VeChain at this time, you'd already be a millionaire with well over $1.5 million in value in the asset. Considering how well that VeChain has been performing in the past year, there's no reason to suggest that this trend will not continue, and those millions could easily turn into tens of millions before the bull run is over. We comfortably believe it's possible that VeChain can 10x from this price, moving to almost the $3 mark, and that would mean around $15 million in gains for those who had invested that amount at those prices. It truly is incredible the kinds of gains that can be made in the cryptocurrency space, and VeChain has been an amazing asset that's performed incredibly well in the past years for investors. The price in the past month has ran from around 8 cents, which was for a long time the adjusted all-time high from the previous cycle, to a price of well over 3x in just a month. If VeChain replicated these gains over the next month, which could be possible if momentum continues, it could be the case that we see VeChain hitting almost $1 by the time we enter June, with a market cap of 50 to 60 billion. Whilst this seems high, it's important to remember that Dogecoin just hit a $50 billion market cap with absolutely no fundamentals aside from hype. So imagine what a coin with amazing fundamentals has the potential to achieve in the next few months. Based on the past performance for the token, we believe that the $1 mark is possible in the next few months for the reasons mentioned before. It's only a 4x from the current price now, and considering a 3x occurred in the past month alone, with some consolidation and further pumping, $1 could be achieved by June if things continue as they have for the past few months. We've been talking recently about how if VeChain can get a good pump in the next few months, it could be set to perform extremely well in the rest of the year, and the current momentum of VeChain is definitely a reason to be bullish on the price action of VET this year. The $1 mark seems very likely at this point considering the recent performance, and if this is achieved before the massive pump at the end of the run, there's no reason to suggest that VeChain can't continue running up to our $3 price target before the bear market is triggered. The $1 price target is looking closer than ever, and could be achieved soon if things continue as they have. The pump for VeChain over the past few months seems to be continuing with not much sign of slowing down whatsoever. In a previous video we called that there may be a psychological resistance at 20 cents to deal with, but VeChain has breezed past to almost 30 cents now with very little downtime. There has been some consolidation in the mid 20 cent range for a few days now, largely due to a market-wide correction, and this cooling off period might be exactly what VeChain needs for another pump in the near future, taking it into the 30 cent range in the next few weeks, if the current momentum continues. With no further resistance on the technical chart, VeChain has been running massively ever since its breaking out of its all-time high resistance at 8 and 9 cents, and has been consolidating somewhat in intervals before pumping again. The current cooling off period may continue for a week or so as the crypto takes a rest, but if it approaches its all-time high again soon, it may well hit 30 to 40 cents in the next month before it becomes overextended. Hitting 50 cents really does seem a matter of time with the current sentiment, and the continuing run of VeChain is setting up for huge gains by the time the bull run reaches a climax. It could easily be in the 60 to 70 cent range before it becomes overextended in the next month, with the psychological $1 mark coming into focus as the main target. VeChain is a project that really has some of the best fundamentals in the entire space when you look at the utility of the protocol and also the amount of use it's receiving. Adoption really is one of the most important things for the success of a cryptocurrency project in the long term, as great technology is nothing without actually getting use. This is somewhere where VeChain has been particularly successful, as their huge network of partners and integrations already in the wider world, largely in the supply chain industry that they're targeting. VeChain has a real-world use case, meaning that it actually functions to improve the current systems of the world, and not many cryptocurrencies have this outlook. VeChain's market cap is around $15 billion, shows just how much potential it really does have, as it's targeting an industry with a $50 trillion market cap, and a 50x here would capture just 1% of the market for VeChain. When you look at the wider market connected to the supply chain industry, the market starts to become massive, and really shows the amount of potential that VeChain could have in gains for investors. With the combination of actual use by top companies around the world and the pump of the bull run, there's no reason to suggest the potential for VeChain is not huge, and it seems likely it will continue to grow massively in the future, especially in the long term. When taking a look at VeChain's current performance, it's extremely bullish to the protocol. It's up over 150x in the past year alone, and it seems very likely this amazing performance can be continued as time goes on as we start to reach the peak of the bull run. The fabled $1 price target for VeChain could well be possible in the next few months, as it's around a 4x from the current price. Considering that VeChain has ran 3x in the past month alone, the next few months for VeChain are going to be very important in terms of its performance going into the final few months, which are most likely going to be around September time. The sheer amount of money flowing into the space will likely see VeChain continue to run, especially if it gains momentum over the next few weeks or so. We're starting to see pumps for a lot of altcoins now, and this sort of range does not seem outrageous for VeChain in the near term whatsoever. Considering how high top cryptos are going to move this year, a VeChain with hundreds of billions of market cap by the end of the bull run also does not seem out of the question, meaning a price of $2 to $3 per token is easily possible if it can keep up its momentum heading into the parabola finalizing the bull run this year. So what are your thoughts on VeChain? Do you like the project, and what is your price prediction for them in 2021 and beyond? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, as we'd be interested to hear your ideas about the price action of VeChain in the future. If you'd like to support the channel more directly, you can sign up to our Patreon via the link in the description below, where you can get access to our private Discord. We're going to be offering a host of additional benefits, so please take advantage of that there. Currently only 10% of viewers are subbed, and we'd love to see our community grow more, so please hit the big red button. Please like and subscribe. We are Crypto Maximalist.